bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this opportunity to come and represent you and to work together for the betterment of Lincoln Parish. We thank you and praise you, and thank you for your Holy Spirit. In your darling Son Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Right now, I need a vote for the approval of the agenda items.
I'm on the motion to approve. Second.
Any nays? Do we have any public comments at this time on the agenda items? On the agenda items at this point? Do I get a motion?
You don't need a meeting.
Okay. Now we're going right down to the new business. First business up is a authorized advertise for the bid 2024 capital improvement program hot mix overlay project. Courtney, could you comment on that?
Yes, sir. The capital improvement program that the jury adopted last November, I believe it was. It's always a 3-year program. What we had lined out for hot mix overlay this year was Chandler Road. You had a copy of the CIP page that dealt with that in your packet. It'll be the entirety of Chandler Road, $1.275 million. And we need permission to authorize the advertisement for bids.
Could I get a motion on
So moved.
Second.
it? Any nays? So move. Next thing is, 2 is consider and take action necessary amendment to 2024 capital improvement program for participant with the city of Ruston and overlay of the Tech Farm Road. Could I get a motion on this?
You want me
I'm
to
sorry,
say anything
I'm
about,
sorry.
no, it's okay.
No, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, I became aware that the city of Ruston has the intention of overlaying Tech Farm Road. You know, that road is, part of it's in the city of Ruston, part of it's police juries. And so when they made me aware of that, we have partnered with them before on Rough Edge Road, which is also inside and outside the parish. We're gonna do a similar deal here where they take the lead on the project. You know, they'll pay for all the engineering and everything like that. What we decided to do though on our portion was do it as an additive alternate. And once I know the actual cost, because we only have an estimate now of about $350,000, I'll bring it back to you and you know, you can bless it one more time if you need to. So we're just getting permission tonight to participate in the bid process with the city of Ruston as far as this goes. So if there's any questions. That road was hot mixed overlaid, I think, in 2011, and as Diane can attest, it's getting in pretty bad shape in some areas. We've been patching it a lot, so it would be due for an overlay
That's what I was thinking.
very soon.
When's it, yeah.
Yeah.
When is it coming up?
Yeah.
Could I get a motion on this?
Motion. Second.
Any nays? Next item, action on bid hot mix, 6-month contract.
Okay, you had a copy of the bid tab sheet in your packet. We do this on a 6-month basis. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. If you do it for a whole year, we ran into some problems where the contractor didn't have any surety. You know, he couldn't guarantee the price for a whole year. He knew it was, you know, probably gonna go up. So I think they got burned a few times, which is why we started doing it on 6 months. You know, just to take that into account, the volatility of the pricing. So if you look at the tab sheet, you can see that this time it has gone up $4 a ton to $110. The previous 6 months, which you know would have been earlier in the year, this will be for July through the end of the year, it was $106. But that's the nature of the beast. I mean, it fluctuates, it goes up and down, and would recommend that we award that. That's hot mix that we pick up at the bidder's plant to do repairs. It's not any overlays. We don't do those. We contract those out.
We can't store that, can we? So we just pick it up that morning? Is that how we do it? Or do
Yeah,
we-
there are 2 types of material you can use on the road: hot mix
And cold, right?
and the cold mix, which is, you know, got a lot more asphalt in it.
Right.
We've used both in the past. Tom, you want to say anything about?
Well, we can store the cold mix, we usually go to Alexander and get it, you know, 2 or 3 loads at a time, put it in the bin,
Yeah.
put the hot mix, you know, work the bind and stick together, it's gotta be hot, you gotta be working too, before it cools off.
We only use that when we have to like dig something out.
Yes.
Yeah.
As we get it as needed.
Yeah.
Could I get a motion on this, please?
So move.
Second. Any opposed? Item 4 here, I believe the last board meeting, we assisted Grambling as well as Simsbury on some work that was needed to be done. So now, it's, we're trying to help the other municipalities the best we can. So, consider and take action necessary to assist the village shooter.
Yes, sir, you had a letter in your packet. They basically want some help trimming some limbs on the side of the road, and also would requested a stop sign replacement. It's not a real big ask. I would recommend that we approve the request, contingent on the highway department's time schedule and availability.
I'll make a motion to move forward.
Any
I'll second
opposed?
the motion.
Second with Milton there. Do we have any opposed on this? So be it. Last item on the agenda for public work to consider take action for the town of Dubai to assist them.
Okay, we didn't get time to get a letter from them because this actually just came up a day or two before the packets went out. And so I'm gonna let Kevin went out and met with some of the people up there.
So I met with a councilwoman and some other people in the neighborhood, and the requests are basically more drainage issues. There's a couple of ditches that need to be repaired on the front slope. There's another couple driveways that need to be installed, and then another couple of driveways that need to be jetted out of debris so they can flow properly. So, and there's one ditch that needs to be repaired with maybe some riprap or something, but that's about it. It's pretty minor stuff. There's another issue that they would want to talk about, but it's not for approval at this time, but about some drainage. But right now, this is just for approval of highway department going out there and repairing some ditch issues in Dubai, kind of the southeastern part of Dubai.
Good.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, you go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna make the motion that we
Oh,
approve
okay.
this. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just wondering, do these little towns, do they have, workers?
Yes.
The
Well,
equipment,
Some do.
the
Yeah.
equipment normally is
Oh,
what
they
they
don't
don't
have
have. They got
equipment.
they got some workers, but they normally don't have the equipment to dig out.
Yeah.
Normally why we end up paying.
And especially those limbs, sometimes they need assistance in helping them cut them limbs that's hanging over the road and this type of thing. Okay. Can I get a motion on this, please?
I make a motion we approve.
Second.
Okay. Any opposed? Any other business we have this time?
I have no other business.
I think, we have a public comment, Mr. Woods. Kind of state your name and tell
Good
me.
evening, for the one that don't know, my name is Dennis Wood. I'm speaking on behalf of the St. Peter Baptist Church. And for the jurors that are not familiar with the problem we have at the church is a section of Long Straw Road in connection to 146 was taken up, preventing us from getting to our church access. And what we're trying to do, it's been about 5 years, so what we're trying to do, we're trying to see the wind, because we need that access back to our church. And so we hadn't had any kind of feedback on wind, no kind of official nothing, the wind. But this is about killing our church. Like I said, since we had this last meeting, we had a fire down that way, and the shooter, the fire department got lost and couldn't find the fire. Stuff like that is happening down that way. And that's what I'm saying, that was the resident down there was worried about the emergency assistance being able to get to the neighborhood. So what we really wanting to do is want to find out when, and we just want access back to the road. I hadn't seen it put on any kind of agendas or nothing like that, but like I say, the new jurors are not familiar with what's going on down there, but like I say, usually when you take out a road, you know what I'm saying, you look for another access road to it. And then we never had, it's been 5 years. And all we asking for is the access be put back to from 146 to Long Straw Road. So if anybody can, I know that, I seen what you put in the hall where it was abandoned. And I went back and I researched and I was trying to find out, could y'all help me with that, when it was abandoned or when, how do you go about abandoning it? Because I don't think none of the jury votes on that. Do y'all vote on abandoning roads? We don't know the process.
Wasn't that done by the city of Russell? Not the parish?
It's the city, y'all, I understand, y'all, it was really brought to my attention that the city of Russell bought land down there. And annexation is fine, but you can't take up a parish road, that was Parish Road 404.
City road.
The Parish Road 404.
Yeah, it was a parish road.
It
And then the
was.
city
It's in the
bought it,
city.
and then the city annexed it.
Annexed.
Yeah.
So then
Oh,
it
okay.
became
Then
a
it became a
city
city
road,
road,
and
okay.
then they abandoned the city road.
Yeah, I knew the city had abandoned, I didn't realize that it wasn't already
After
part of
they
that.
annexed
They
it, so
annexed it, they
they
abandoned
bought it, annexed it,
And
Yeah,
abandoned it.
and then abandoned it, and then extended the runway.
so
essentially.
y'all abandoned it, or the city said?
The city abandoned it.
So,
It's,
That was, my understanding, that's what I was trying to get a clear understanding, I know we, about annexation, but I'm trying to find out a good understanding of how they go about just taking up,
Yeah, it's my
you can't take up existing roads, I would think that's
So
already
they
there.
have, it's my understanding, they had a hearing, the city had a hearing,
Mhm.
and I don't even know if, this is before I was on the police jury, and this is about
Right.
the 5th year on the police jury.
Right.
They had a hearing, after they had the hearing, then they closed their portion of the road. Essentially, our portion of the road's still open, right, coming up to
Yeah.
the city limits of Ruston now, they bought and annexed, and then they closed their portion, and then extended the
What
roadway.
I'm saying, I know about the annexation, but when you take a, like I said, an existing road, now, before they bought that property, before anything happened down there, the church was there.
Right,
We've been there for years.
100 years probably,
Yeah.
I'd guess, yeah.
And so when you cut that off,
Sure.
nobody knows how to get there. I even had a IT guy trying to find a place down,
Yeah.
look at, and I understand they tried to show me the GPS deal. If you do that, coming in there, it's gonna take you down that dirt road. And if you take you down that dirt road,
To the fence.
correct.
Right.
And so that's when we having problems, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And then if we have emergency down there with somebody, you know, like if somebody gets sick in that church, we have a heart attack or something like that in there.
You're coming down to Beacon Light.
Yeah, you gotta go down Beacon Light, and then Beacon Light, which
Beacon
should
Light
be,
size one.
if you having rain problem down there, you know, Beacon Light got a flood problem. Yeah, so, and then you have to go back up 145. So either way, it cuts us off
Sure.
and that's what we want to get back to access to that.
100%. Yeah, I can't speak for the jury as a whole.
No, that's what I wanted you,
Yeah,
the jury to get together
Yeah, I can.
and come up with something
Yeah.
to give us our access back to
So
that.
I chair the Economic Development and Planning Committee.
Right,
And we're currently working on a transportation plan, a master transportation plan to cover the entire parish.
Right.
Right, and so at that point, we would identify projects that would benefit all of the parish.
right.
And one of our main things that we're talking about is potentially connecting 80 back, somehow back to 146, back to 167, kind of a southeast loop, if you will,
Yeah.
right? Which would include a new road
Two, long
through there, through Long Straw. You know, it may not be Long Straw Road, but it essentially it would
You can get
connect
to the church.
all that back together. So I can speak for Mr. Melton, that this has been a priority of his for, I mean, you've been pushing this as hard as you can for,
Ever since,
Mr.
I got
Hunt, let me,
For 2 or 3 years.
let me kind of bring
Oh.
up to snuff to some people.
yeah. I just want to tell him it's a
Yeah.
priority of my committee.
I know.
That is a priority of my committee.
The last jury meeting we had,
Yes, sir.
when they came up, we talked about it. That Mr. Melton area, so what we did, we asked for a meeting
Yeah.
with Mr. Melton, coordinate, and, about this situation. And because it's involved the city, it's not just the parish, the city, so we kind of got coordinated research and find out what it takes for us to look into doing what we can. I think the master plan is there, but
Yeah.
I think what the citizens are trying to do is, the master plan is years and years and down the line. So they're trying to find out how quick we can look into that, so that we're in the process of looking into what can happen or what can we do here. So Mr. Melton is aware, because that's his district,
Yeah.
and also coordinating, so we're in the process now of putting our heads together and, about that. I know you didn't know this, but that's kind of what we're doing, okay? Am I, we on the same page?
We got one more. Yeah, because it's been 5 years since they did that, so we don't want another 5, 10 years, I'm not gonna live that long, you know what I'm saying? But we don't wanna just keep throwing it off on the back burner, like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on, you understand, we still want to access it.
Got it.
So, I mean, all right.
Thank you, Mr. Wood.
We got one more. This lady here come in late, and she has a question for Kevin about the Dubach deal right there.
Mrs., we have another, public comment, Ms. Graham.
Yes.
Yes,
Ms. Town Council from Dubai kind of came in late because we didn't know the exact time. We were told 7 o'clock. Didn't know. So when I did walk in, I did notice something was being said about Dubai drainage. And I don't know how long I have here, but the mayor had emailed some of the conditions that we had for over quite a year. We did not hear anything from anybody reaching out. So she finally emailed again, and she got in touch with Kevin, which he come across the emails that were sent a year ago. And so he came out, looked at some things. I don't know if we're gonna discuss this in the next meeting or not, because we do have some issues that the town, that the police jury can help with.
Yes, ma'am, the thing that was voted on was the ditch issues, those several ditch issues that we discussed. The thing that was not voted on was the main drainage issue right near your house and the other one. You wanna speak to that?
I wanted all of them to be here, our engineer, but I know from about 2 years ago, we had that looked into, and it was gonna take just exactly what you said. And then you also said after it goes so far, then maybe you all can fit in and do it. So we do know we have to get an engineer. But the thing about it, we just had no backup. Nobody was listening to us.
Yes, ma'am.
We got ladies here now that are here, and I don't know if you got the pictures the mayor sent.
I don't have.
I think some of them will have pictures. I don't know if the ladies brought their pictures where, and then you seen. And I have films with the water just gushing through, nowhere to run. I know it's not your fault, but we are trying to see what we can do, and we just being looked over.
Yes, ma'am, and I'll address it real quick. It's just like I spoke with you, but so everybody can hear, it's an issue that's in a flood zone. And I mentioned that Dubach will have to give us, the police jury, a stamped from an engineer form about what to do. Because we're just the labor and the machines to do it. So we don't know what to do in the flood zone, nor do we have permission to just go in the flood zone. So we would need an engineer's statement about what to do, and then if that labor is within our wheelhouse of doing it, then we can work with you.
That's the big ditch. That's the
Yes,
big
yes,
ditch by
ma'am,
my
that's,
house.
yes, ma'am, it's right off of Voss.
Right.
It goes from Voss to, Graham.
We were aware of that,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
you also discovered where there were some curbings that can be,
Yes, ma'am, all those were what we voted on, and this committee has approved so far.
to fix all of
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Everything but
And
the
so the
major
police
ditch
street-
is the only thing, we still gotta get the engineer.
Yeah, we know, we're gonna work on that,
That's
because
right.
we're
But
starting
that's
local, we're starting local now, but
All
we're gonna
those-
go state if we
Yes,
have
ma'am,
to.
the ditch issues were approved in the committee, and so the police chief just has to approve the committee's report, and then it'll be approved. for us
And
to
you
go
all
on.
only do what, just, you told us we get to buy our own curbs and,
If it's a driveway repair, you'll have to buy your own culvert, but if it's, like jetting out the ditches or cleaning, messing with the front slopes, we can do that.
okay. And then one more other thing, I know the ditches is gonna be a long-term thing possibly,
Yes, ma'am.
with them not having any drainage, because the ditch is the problem.
Yes,
There's no
ma'am.
water to flow through, so it just backs up into their yard, nowhere for it to go. So is there a process that you all are gonna look into? We just need somebody to work with us. We don't wanna keep being ignored. We want
Yes,
somebody to
ma'am,
come out
I mean,
and
I'll be glad to come and visit.
And
The
see.
highway department can go up there and just visit from time to time, and just as they come, as needs arise, we can address them. and get
Because
specified
you saw the
to-
ditch that would carry water.
Yes, ma'am.
If it had them somewhere to flow.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
with it not flowing, it's backing up. I just want all of you to know my house is going in the ditch because Darbone is running through my yard. And so with Darbone running through my yard, I can't close off the cover. So water's just gushing, and we got pictures, the mayor have a picture where my land is, I'm paying taxes on land and it's crumbling in the water.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so this is the ditch that we're talking about, and he told us how we have to go about fixing it, and hopefully we can give it our engineering to do so. But we just don't wanna be put on the back burner, we need somebody, our police jury guy.
Well, if y'all can get that thing from the engineer that tells us what to do, I'll make sure that we bring it to the jury. And then if it's inside of our wheelhouse, something that we can do, we've never had a problem, helping the
Right.
municipality
I understand.
anywhere. And I feel sure that the jury would back us again on, doing it. But we gotta know what to do first.
Right. But
I've
it's-
looked at it, me and Miss
Yeah.
Evelyn been out there before, Kevin looked at it, and it is a terrible problem.
It is definitely
But-
a terrible problem.
I don't know what to do, I'm not an engineer, I don't know how to fix the problem.
Well,
I mean,
you know what, we just doing, we're starting at the
That's right.
bottom.
Just
But
start
because
going.
we're starting at the bottom, these are the people we're supposed to go to.
That's
From
right.
us to our police jury guy, up, it's a ladder. And so every ladder is voted in by the community to do their part. So once if everybody do their part, something is gonna happen.
That's right.
So this is why I'm saying this, because we kind of been standing alone. And so we just need something to happen, because, you know, you got crocodiles, alligators, and everything that's flows through that water. And so, you know, and that's dangerous. When I walk out on my porch, the first thing I do is look out, just to hope it's no alligator. I'm just serious. And it started like this, and now it's almost half as wide as this room, and he can tell you that. That's because it's running through and nobody's, you know, I got to find out where I can do accountability, because if I close it off, even though they saying it's private land, somebody's gonna come looking at me. So I need some help.
We got
Local,
you.
state level.
We just gotta have the engineers do what they supposed to do.
We're gonna get Oliver in,
Yeah.
but I do appreciate if you're gonna do something with the covers, can you get with us and let us know when, what we're supposed to do, so we can work on that.
Yes, ma'am, once we can schedule it into our program, we'll get it in there. Like I said before, we're in our road program right now, so it's gonna take a little time to get that stuff done. But I'll be welcome to just call me up, you have my phone number, call me up, I'll come visit again.
Appreciate
We'll
it.
go do a walkthrough.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. All right, do we, any other business? Any other public comment? Okay.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay. Second. Okay, this committee meeting is adjourned.
Coaching the game. I got my wife and one daughter, and equipment, and my other daughter's here, babysitter's on the other.
I'd like to welcome everyone to our regular scheduled police jury meeting on this June the 11th at 7 p.m. We have a lot of guests here tonight. We extend the invitation to y'all and thank y'all for being here tonight. I know we have a councilman from Grandin, and so we welcome you here tonight as well. But before we do anything else, I'd like for y'all to bow with me. I'll lead us in a word of prayer. Lord, we come to you this afternoon, this evening, and as we begin the process of taking care of some business for our great parish of Lincoln Parish, we just ask that you will be with each and every decision that we make. Just as always, we ask you to continue to lead and guide and direct. And we just thank you for this opportunity that we have to be a servant here in our parish. And I ask all these things in Christ's name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
I'll make a motion. Second.
Motion is made and second. Any, all in favor of approving the agenda, say aye. Aye. And there would be no opposition to that. Are there any public comments on the agenda items? We'll have later public comments for items that have been discussed, but anything on the agenda item itself, any public comment on that? Okay, I need a motion to approve the minutes of the prior meeting, which was a special meeting on May the 17th.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There would be none. So we're moving to our committee reports. Mr. Hunt, if you would give us a report on the economic development and planning that met on May the 30th. Please.
Sure. This committee met Thursday morning, May the 30th at 8:30 a.m. Really just took action on one item. We reviewed a scoping document for our master plan, for the parish master plan, as presented by Hunt Yeo and Associates, and approved that document.
Okay. This comes in the form of a motion to accept the report. All in favor say aye.
Second on
You
that?
need a second?
Second, sorry, okay. Motion's been made and a second, now all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for
Mr.
that,
President, I abstain from that vote.
okay. And we had a public works meeting this afternoon, and Big Coach, if you'll tell us about that, please.
Okay, the first item was authorized advertisement bid of 2024 capital improvement hot mix overlay project. Courtney, you wanna hit that?
Yes, sir. The project we have in the capital improvement program this year is Chandler Road. It's $1.275 million, and that was approved.
Okay. Motion.
No,
Okay, I'll consider and take action necessary. Second item is take action necessary for the amending of 24 capital improvement program participant with the city of Ruston overlay in the Tech Farm Road.
Right, we were approached by the city. They're getting ready to take bids on that project. As you all know, part of Tech Farm Road is in the city of Ruston, part of the Tech Farm Road is in the parish. It makes sense to collaborate and overlay the road all at one time for several reasons. Financially, you know, it's actually cheaper to do it that way. And so the city will let the parish participate. Basically, they bid the project out, the contractor does the job, and then they bill us for our portion. And so that portion will be done as an additive alternate on the contract. And so I can bring you back a lot firmer price after the bid is taken. You can approve or disapprove at that point.
Okay. The third item was the hot, action on the bid for the hot mix 6-month contract.
Which is a 6-month deal. This would be for July through the end of the year. $110 a ton was the bid from Amethyst. That's up $4 a ton. Recommended we accept that.
Okay. The fourth item is the village of Shildren, assist them.
Village of Shooter had sent a letter requesting some help trimming some limbs and for the replacement of a stop sign. The committee voted to approve that request.
Okay, and the last item for public work is take action for the assistance town of Dubai.
Right, the town of Dubach has requested assistance with some drainage issues in part of their town, and so what the jury can do to assist them right now is some culvert clean out, some ditch clean out, and some bank sterilization. So that was recommended and approved.
Okay, that's all for public work that I have.
Okay, so you've heard the report on that, so all in favor of accepting this
We
report?
need a motion.
Motion to accept this report and a second?
So moved.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Got a question?
Question? Yep.
On the line item for Tech Farm Road, all we did just insert it as a line item in our capital outlay,
Yes, sir.
just a line item.
It'll,
Thank you.
yes, sir.
Courtney, I got one question. Is there, I know the cities like us, they plan all their stuff ahead of time. Have y'all met with the city or have a plan to meet with the city to see if in the future, are there some things like that around that we can like tag team on some expenses and try to save some money on some projects?
We haven't identified specifically any other projects, although we have had some meetings with the city. I think that's, as we develop our long-term transportation plan, you know, we're gonna bring all the municipalities to the table and discuss how we can work together to improve transportation infrastructure. So.
There should be money savings in that for all of us to try to help get some of those things done.
Right, and I'm not sure if this is in your district or not, but a few years ago, we did Rough Edge Road. When we overlaid that, that's part of the city. So we took the lead on that because the majority is in the parish. We partnered with them and they agreed to pay for their portion. So we took the lead on the project, got it done, and then billed them for their portion. So if we do it, it'll be a reverse of what happened then this time.
Okay, sounds good.
I got
Any
a
other-
motion, I don't, who made the second?
Okay, we got a second on this?
Second.
Okay, we got a second, and any other comments or questions about this? All in favor of accepting this, say aye. Any opposed? And there are none, so unanimous. Moving to new business, the Lincoln Parish Sales and Use Tax Commission for 24-25 proposed budget. Ms. Denise Griggs, Administrator.
All right, good evening, everyone. For those of you who I have not met, I'll just introduce myself. I'm Denise Griggs. I've been in the sales tax office since 2008, so maybe about 16 years I've been down there. Our office is now located down in the basement in the old sheriff's office. If any of you have any calls to come visit, I invite you to do so. But tonight I'm here to present and ask for your approval of the Lincoln Parish Police Jury's portion of the Sales and Use Tax Commission operating budget. The overall budget for the office is $438,749, which is just over a 3% increase over last year. However, the net, after our applying our Union Parish collection fee, brings our overall budget down to $253,749, of which the police jury's portion is $33,434 for the year, which is approximately 13.1% of our overall total budget. And that percentage is allocated to the police jury based on total collections for the last 12 months. And you should have something in your packet, I guess.
They did.
You guys have that distributed. And this budget was approved by the commission. Persons who represent you on the police jury, sales tax commission are Mr. Stoddard and Mr. Henderson. And I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Just so everybody's aware, she has to go to address all the members of the commission and get their approval on the budget. So the police jury's just doing it for the police jury.
So we need a motion to approve this budget.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is made and second. Are there any question for Ms. Griggs before we vote? Anything from anybody? Questions or comments?
Comments. Denise, you and your staff do a very, very good job, and we appreciate everything that you do for the parish. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Annette, for saying that. Any other comments or questions? Okay, all in favor of accepting this, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There is none, and it passes unanimously. Thank you, Denise. So now we move into our official journal selection.
Okay, as a subdivision of the state of Louisiana, we're required to have an official journal in which we post, advertisements, minutes, proceedings, public hearing notices, things like that. The basic requirements that the state requires is they have to have been published in an office physically located in the parish for the preceding 5 years, shall have maintained a general paid selection in the parish for 5 years. Those are the two main requirements. The leader is really the only entity that meets those requirements. I have a proposal from them, which was put in your packet at the rate of $6 per square. That is the same rate that we had last year when we recommend that we appoint the leader as our official journal.
Make a motion that we appoint the leader as our official journal.
A second.
Motion has been made and seconded.
Question.
Time for question. Mr. Henderson, yes.
The $6 per square, is there a limit, is there a max, or
No, sir.
they can build whatever they want?
It has to be that $6 per square. We budget how much a year? About $10,000 a year for our notices and publications.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Okay, all in favor of accepting this, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There are none, so next item, consider and take action necessary renewal of intergovernmental agreement between Polish Jury and Lincoln Parish Sheriff for courthouse security services.
Okay, when the Sheriff Williams was first elected, we had a courthouse security committee that was meeting and decided to engage the sheriff to provide, security services for the courthouse and actually, for the annex also. And so that agreement was for a 4-year term. And so we need to consider renewing it. It would be for another 4-year term. Really, the only change in the contract from the existing contract would be the price. The sheriff has asked that we are currently paying what? $94,000, and he's asking for an approximate 20% increase to $112,320.
Going to what?
Do what?
$112,320 from 96.
Did he say a reason?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess it would be
20% for 4
the,
years.
when this was put in place, it would have been in 2019, I guess.
Pre-COVID.
It was pre-COVID. Everybody's costs have gone up considerably.
It has not had a cost increase since that time, It's just
That's
kind of-
correct. It was a $96,000 a year fee for 4 years. There's no clause in here that allows him to increase that fee at any time for the next 4 years.
That's 17% increase. Is that right?
I knew it was about 20.
96,000 to how much, 100?
112.
112,320.
And that's 2 officers the whole time the courthouse is open?
Yes.
What exactly is it?
Yes.
He's also, you said the annex as well?
Yes, they have some for the court system over there.
So it'd be more than just these two.
Okay, so more than just these two, it's those over there too?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
It must be, is it 3 all the time or 4 all the time?
And it also includes, sir,
Is it 4 all the time or 3 all the time?
I believe it's 4. Yeah.
2 and 2?
Yeah, it's normally always 2 over here, I know for sure.
When they're having,
There's 2 always down here. If there's court, there's always 4 over there.
okay.
That's a total of, you say, 4?
Okay.
I just one question. Our meetings, does that go under the special detail at X-ray, or is that just normal?
What was the question? This meeting.
For the meeting.
Like our meetings, is that under special details, or is that normal hours of operation?
I believe that means normal. We don't get any extra bills from them.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah.
Okay, do I hear a motion, do we accept this?
I'll make a motion, we accept this.
A second.
Motion made and seconded. Give you another opportunity if you got a question or comment. Before we vote.
Well, what's the special details?
Like if you need a sheriff to go somewhere particular. I mean, it's a cost per use deal, it's not, so.
Yeah, I see that. It say $45 an hour, but to go where?
Like pardon fest.
Would that be included taking the inmates to the funeral home?
We haven't even discussed that part of it.
This is just a courthouse security
Just a
agreement,
courthouse
I believe.
Well, that's security there.
Yeah, this is simply. a
So that's something we
courthouse.
hadn't even started discussion with sheriff's office yet,
But this
so.
is
courthouse
in-building.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, unanimous, it does pass. Item number 7, consider and take action necessary authorizing comprehensive compensation study. Courtney?
I'm gonna let Michael take it.
Okay, Mike?
This item here pertains to a proposal from Arthur J. Gallagher and Company to complete a comprehensive compensation analysis. And this is an exercise that has been asked about in the past. Courtney, can you remind me of what you told me? How long has it been since we've done any kind of study on where we stand?
I think it had to be before 2010.
Okay, so, yeah. Well, the point of this exercise is really just to see where we stand in the labor market, in the government sector in particular, as it pertains to compensation. The goal here is really just to maximize recruitment and retention and navigate challenges that we face in the workforce to be as competitive as possible when it comes to, recruiting and maintaining good employees. And the cost of something like this would be $33,750 to do in 6 installments, 6 monthly payments. Are there any questions regarding this? I can answer anything.
Michael, how much, 33,000 what?
$33,750.
How many installments?
6 installments. And keep in mind, this is for the police jury as a whole, minus the library. The library had done a reclassification study last year on their own, but everyone else in the police jury would basically split this cost, every other fund department.
We want to make sure we're competitive.
Is this kind of like the study that the city did a couple of years ago?
Yes.
Who does that study?
This company here, Arthur J. Gallagher, they have a special government sector actually, but really they have a sector that does these types of studies. They're they have a national presence, but they do have a local presence as well, local office, I believe in Monroe. And they have worked with several government agencies within the state already, so they already have a pool of data to select from. So that in correlation with Department of Labor statistics will probably give us the best indicator of where we stand in the market.
Will this just be for police jury? Like our different departments only?
Yes, I mean, everything under the police jury umbrella, so that would include us, highway, solid waste, health agency, park and rec, I mean, everything that we oversee.
But not, like, let's just say the fire district, would that be?
No, fire district would not be, they're a separate entity, so this would be something the board would need to take action.
Question, Mr. President. So where would this fit into our budget? What, would it come under general, or, I mean?
Well, it'd be split based on the percentage of employees per department, but general fund, the road funds, the solid waste funds, and
Every entity will pay
basically
this
every
part.
entity that's involved
Per
per fund
employee.
would pay a portion.
Okay.
Okay.
Mike, can I ask a question?
Yeah,
Would
go
it be
ahead.
possible to include the fire district on this proposal? Or ask for an amended proposal?
Yeah, I mean,
To include the fire
I
district?
think what we could do is if this body elected to do this tonight, we go ahead and get them started. If the fire district wanted to take action at their next meeting, and we could probably get with this.
I mean, if they're coming and doing it, why not let them?
Yeah.
Same thing as the road deal, do the roads together, save some money, why
No,
not?
I would suggest that you ask them for a price first, and then let the fire district make decisions. if
Like,
they want.
we might get some economy of scale there for them. I mean, I feel like it's probably a significant need for them. A lot of these entities that are working with, this company, a lot of these municipalities, their fire departments are under the municipality, so a lot of that data is already gonna be there potentially.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, because I know,
Yeah.
some of the fire districts employ civil service, so.
They are.
And so civil service, you can't really.
Yeah, well, you said the base pay is,
Oh, okay.
is movable essentially, and then everything is based off the base firefighter pay, like the driver maybe 25% more than the firefighter, captain 50 and stuff. So you have a little bit of flexibility on your base pay, and then everything moves with it, so. That'd be, I think it'd be great, just to, just to have that conversation with you.
Yeah, I'll reach out to the guy tomorrow and let him know that could be a possibility, and he can let me know what our options are.
And if they're here, I mean, just say, hey, we'll just look at this, you're already here, you're already, I
We're
mean,
already doing the health agency.
yeah, the people already here staying, doing the work, I mean, just throw one more file at you to look over.
I don't know why they wouldn't.
Okay.
but I'll pass.
But it ain't choice whether to spend the money.
That's right.
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 Okay.
Do I hear a motion, we accept this?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There is none. Item number 8, adoption of orders for sale of adjudicated property, parcel number 301-829-22176 through the Lot Next Door program.
This ordinance was introduced at our last meeting. And Kevin, do you have anything else you want?
No, it's the same price, it's just lot next door, so it's, once we approve it tonight, it's done to the guy that lives next door, that's been
This
taking
is
care of the
located on Chesborough and Newman,
On the corner?
on the corner, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir, it's right.
Okay.
Okay, do I
I get a motion.
have a motion? And a second. Are there any questions before we vote about it? Everybody understand about what we got here? Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There is none. Item number 9, announcement of pending board vacancy of Greater Ward 1 Waterworks District of Mr. Don Hogan.
Yes, sir, we received a letter from the Waterworks District that said Mr. Hogan's gonna be retiring in August from the board. And so they have submitted a name for consideration, but our procedure normally requires just a general announcement that the vacancy's gonna occur. So that's all we're doing tonight. There's no action required.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Sutton, if you will give us our treasury report, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Here you have in front of you budget actual report for all major funds for the month of May. It's gonna be a short list today because everything that I've mentioned the last 2 months is still in play. The only 2 new items will be page 4, line 84, which is gravel. Obviously gravel is material we purchased on the front end of the year for the current season that we're in. So that's the reason why it's so high, that will level out as the month progresses. And then lines 89, 107, which are split, both highway funds, acquisition equipment, there was a new piece of equipment purchased in May, and that would be the rotary boom mower, which is for mowing right of ways. We finally did get that in. That's just adding to the other 3 pieces of equipment that we already gonna have to amend for later in the year. So as when that time comes, we will amend for it. Other than that, most of the lines are where they need to be, 5 months of the year. That's all, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you. So that is just a report and no action necessary on that.
We have some other reports.
Michael, I got a question. Our insurance and surety bonds, we pay those all up front?
We do.
Okay.
Yes, it's always.
I was like, everyone, I was like, all right, is that something we pay one
It's
time?
always look heavy during the front part of the year, but that bill comes typically February or March.
Okay,
And we pay it.
just a one time? Okay.
Unless we have any open litigation or anything like that, that may have recurring bills come through when we turn to use our outside counsel in that regard, but other than that, it's the insurance premium basis.
Okay.
So any reports from our department heads at this point in time?
You got anything? Okay, let's see, Tom, do you have anything you'd like to report? No. We might want to talk really quick about the mowing, kind of give my heads up on what we've done there. This has been a really unusual year. I mean, it's the 5th wettest spring on record. You combine that with, you know, lack of employees showing up to work, equipment down, I mean, we're behind, okay? So what we've decided to do is, we were moving as a group in counterclockwise around the parish. What we've decided to do is split that into 2. And one group will continue on the path that they've been taking. The other group's gonna come down just west of where they started. And they'll work, you know, and combine again, you know, hopefully in a month or 2, and then, you know, get going around. I mean, we've had equipment problems you wouldn't believe. Parts availability is horrible. I mean, we can make excuse after excuse, but it is what it is. So we've tried to adapt to make adjustments, and hopefully this will work, and you may start getting some calls. We're just about to cross 167 headed west and then south. And so the other crew is going to be kind of just south of Ruston headed west and then north. So please be patient.
Courtney,
Yes, sir.
this just the first cutting, man.
Yes, sir.
This just the first.
We can't even get in the ditches, they're so wet. So we're just, some of these we're just hitting the front slope. So if you get calls about, hey, y'all aren't mowing the whole.
Doing halfway job.
Yeah, we're trying to make, safety's paramount, and so sight distance is a big deal. And so we've got some side mounts out ahead of the group trying to get those front slopes.
What's our goal this year? 2 curtains or 3?
Normally 2,
Normally 2.
yes, sir.
Okay.
What about some more spraying? Spraying some
He
weeds?
hadn't been too long that he just finished up,
With the rain that we've had, it's just almost.
It's not gonna,
don't think it's-
wash it away.
Yeah, it's-
Hardly not any good,
I think the last I saw, we've had more rain this year so far than we had last year.
I heard the other day it was the 5th wettest spring on record, since it's an even record, so. So do y'all have anything else? Okay, Maurice, you got anything? Kip? Okay. We got Alex Walker here tonight, he's our new animal control officer, so he's gonna give kind of a brief report real quick.
Well, I had a little presentation for y'all on PowerPoint, because visuals are always better than just seeing it on paper. Kevin, if you would. So we have this, I'll step over here to the side. So I'm the new animal control guy in code enforcement. We just started this position on May the 20th. And you can go to the next one. This is still today. So far, we've approximately caught 15 animals, 13 of which have been dogs, 1 cat, and then the rest are wildlife, either deer, coon, take your pick. And then you can go to the next slide, please. We've had a total animal calls of 101.
Wow.
So as you can see that people are calling. The sheriff's department has also been doing a really good job of sending it my way now instead of him. So they've learned that I have done this position, so I've got a couple of pictures for y'all that I've taken over. This is a dog case I was dealing with last week to where weren't very nice dogs, as you can see on the right-hand side, and then the left-hand side is what some of them look like, and you can see the chains that they were on. So that was a fun one for sure there. And then this is the wild hog we've been dealing with that someone's kept captive that keeps getting out. And it's in the city of, well, not in the city of Dubai, but it's around Dubai. So I've been having to deal with that thing, and then the next one. And that's pretty much it, and that is one of the puppies we actually got to save from an abandoned house. So that's Puddin', it's available for adoption if someone wants it. Anybody got any questions for me?
Appreciate the work you're doing. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, do we have a direct phone number, or how do people reach him?
Yeah, normally, I think we're gonna handle this kinda like we handle, work on the roads and things like that. You need to call the office and then we'll report that.
Okay.
But I believe it is posted on the website, is that right? I think it is.
Are people going through the sheriff's department right now? People
Or
are,
you can call the.
15 years,
call the
people have gone
sheriff's
sheriff's
office. They're just gonna forward it to him.
It depends on what it is, like it's a vicious dog, the sheriff can know about it anyway, so.
So like what happens, whether it's the police jury that calls us or the sheriff's department that calls me, even every vicious dog has to get reported to the Department of Health. And you actually have to put down the coordinates or address wherever you pick the dog up and where the dog's going back to. Just so if you go back to that address or the police officer pulls up, they know, hey, there is a vicious dog in the area. Or even if I have to go back, I can look at my record and go, I know there's a vicious dog at this house, I gotta be extra cautious. And just more safety all around for everybody.
Where is your office located?
Well, currently I'm at the Expo Center or at the Exhibition Center, but I'm sure that will be moved eventually, but for now, that's where we're at. But I'm very rarely in there, as you can see from the phone calls, I'm always on the road, so just look for the truck.
Yeah, we're not housing animals out there. There was a portable building that became available out there that we've got him in. Just to kind of let you know too, he is assisting also with code enforcement is another issue. And he's been very proactive with all the rain we've been having, these loggers that get permits, going and making sure they're keeping the mud off the road. He's had a couple of incidents, even ran across one the other day that didn't have a permit. So it's very beneficial. That's between dog calls.
Yeah, it's between the.
That's crazy.
New culverts too.
Yes.
Ain't even been a month yet.
Mr. President.
Thank you for that report.
Any other?
Anybody else?
Oh, yeah, one other announcement. Lincoln Builders dropped off their contractor's trailer at the health home today. So
Okay.
hopefully we'll see some progress. That's all I have.
Okay. There are no other reports. We'll move into, public. Oh, I'm sorry.
President, can we schedule a finance committee meeting at the next meeting? We're half the year and I need to have a meeting, to bring everybody up to date on
Sure.
finance and look at something.
Yeah, we put that on, we put that on there.
We probably gonna need, an hour, 30 minutes, Courtney.
Normally 30 minutes is a committee meeting. I don't, unless you have something specific you want to
No,
address.
just bring everybody up to date
I think we can do it 30.
and look at something.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hansby, good. So we'll put it, get the notice out for the for July meeting.
Thank you.
Okay?
And that's got to.
Yes.
This
Miss-
past Monday, we had our first Parish Park Festival kickoff meeting. The festival is scheduled for September 28th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Lincoln Parish Park. The committee, Dan Lord is going to chair our car show. Courtney is over our vendors. We have numerous other people that are over the food trucks. We have the vintage Airstream, the entertainment stage. We have the Coke truck. Jerry Lynn Webb has done a great job in securing a sponsorship for T-shirts last year. So this year we are asking every juror sitting around this table if you would be so kind as to make a generous donation of $50 toward the purchase of those shirts. And in thank you, your name and your district will be listed on the back of those shirts. And remember, all monies raised go to the Lincoln Parish Park. Mr. James Ramseur, is he here? He does a great job, and he has a lot of great things going on at the park.
Yep.
So please consider supporting
You said the 28th,
this,
Mr. Mayor?
28th September. Also, if you're in the audience, would like to become a volunteer, please see me after the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
We get the money to you.
Ms.
Who
Strawberry.
will get the money to?
You make your check to the Friends of the Park. You can give it to Courtney, Michael, that would be appreciated.
He said friends of.
Friends of the Park.
Friends of the park.
Y'all take cash too.
Michael, Michael takes the cash.
So we give everything to Michael.
We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you for that. We'll move into a public comment time. We have two that have filled out a sheet here. And Ms. Coleman, if you will be the first up, please, and address the jury on your public comment. Ms. Coleman.
How y'all doing? I'm 426 Gar Road, Air. And, I'm just coming in trying to find out, about the property, cause like I said in the last meeting, my mother raised all three of me, my sister and brother. She worked hard for that property, and I was told that somebody, the parish, you all are trying to get in, and I need to know what I need to do. I know y'all want the money, the tax money, but I need to know how many more, how much time do I have to give y'all money for our property?
You want me to answer that? Ms. Coleman, the process is over. The police jury owns the property now. There's no redemption.
It's over?
Yes.
What do you mean it's over?
Well, it was adjudicated property and it went up for redemption, tax sale, and the jury, redeemed it for public use.
Okay, my brother just passed away in that house 3 years ago. And, I don't understand, it's several, properties in my knowledge. And, I'm trying to figure out why that one has to be scooped up. I'm just trying to figure that out, because my mother paid for that. She paid for it, but you all need, tax property money, and we can, if you need my retirement money, I'm gonna give it to y'all if y'all, if that's what y'all need. I have retirement money, cause I work for the parish. And my
There's nothing,
mother,
there's nothing that can be done at this point.
What you mean, there's nothing to be done?
Is this near the fire station?
Yes.
Correct.
Is it next to the fire station? Right next door?
This is one that we redeemed last year, through the adjudicated property process.
I remember.
It was right next to the fire station on Gar Road. We went through the process, it was probably a year-long process. So we started in, I think, 2022.
It was earlier than that, yeah.
And I think it was earlier than that, I think it was closer to 2021, when we first started the process, and there was plenty of notice, and police jury finalized it last year, I think in summer last year.
Okay, the property next door, y'all leased that. Can y'all lease out the property that my mother paid for, brought for her kids?
I mean, we already own the property.
My mother owned it. She owns the property. She paid for it. And she's deceased.
I don't know what to tell you.
You gotta tell me something, because that's not fair. It's not fair.
The proper procedures in the law was followed.
What?
The property now belongs to the police jury. That's all I'm gonna say.
So do you have kids? Do you have children? Pardon me? It's air property. Excuse me? Do you have children?
Adjudicated means that the property tax was not paid on the property for a certain length of time, correct? Okay, so we didn't.
Your family
we didn't
just didn't pay the taxes, and that's what happened to the property. Your family did not pay the taxes.
Whoever got the notice
got
of it wasn't
adjudicated.
paying
Okay.
taxes.
Okay.
And so through the process of the legal system, the police jury acquired the property.
Okay,
And
well,
that's
tell me
it.
what system y'all went through to do all of this, because I don't know anything.
Yes, ma'am,
All I know that y'all want the money for taxes, that's it.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
The house is paid for.
Not on,
Yes, ma'am, I spoke to you or your sister last week, and I gave you the phone number to the lawyer. I spoke to you or your sister last week, and I gave you or her the phone number to our lawyer, and our lawyer
She
spoke
said
to
she's
me.
been calling y'all won't answer the phone.
Who?
My sister,
I talked to her last week.
she said y'all won't give her any information.
I spoke to her last week.
Mr.
And I
President,
gave her a phone number to our lawyer spoke to her because our lawyer called me and let me know about it.
ma'am, if you have an attorney that would call
I
our
don't have an
attorney.
attorney. If I had an attorney, I would pay y'all.
it-
I'm
it-
giving y'all the
but
money,
that-
so you
But that's
say
not
you
gonna
won't.
solve,
No,
this
that's not-
issue can't be solved because it's already been resolved. It's over with,
That's really dirty. That's dirty. Y'all gotta start praying, because that's not right. My brother been staying there 3 years, and he passed away there. And my mother paid for that property.
Yeah.
I
We
know
try
y'all- I know
we try to sympathize with you,
Okay, I
but
understand
this
what-
is not really a question and answer and try to resolve this situation here. It's mainly just comment time. And we've been pretty gracious in listening and trying to be as kind and as we possibly can to you. We're not trying to be ugly about this at all. But at times, we just have to state the facts. And they have been stated.
But somebody gotta let me know something.
We're gonna move on to the next
Okay, well, go ahead and move on.
individual on the public comments, Mrs. Jones.
My name is Regina Jones, and I got here kind of late, but I wanted to address the Long Straw Road, because I live on that road, and I've been staying on that road for like 20 years, and for them to just close the road down, I'm sick, and I've been sick for the last 4 years, and every time I get sick, I have to go stay with my sister, which I feel like it's not right, because the ambulance can't get to my house. If I'm, I have congestive heart failure, all kinds of medical conditions come up, and for them to just close the road like that, and not let me know, or like letting no one on the road know. I just don't feel like that was fair, you know. I mean, the last 4 years, when I have surgery, I can't stay at my house. I mean, like I said, for me to uproot and to take my daughter, and we have to go stay with her for 2-3 weeks, a month at a time, you know, it's just kind of unfair to the citizens that stay on the road. You know, I've had a fire, and it took them 30 minutes to get to my house, you know, because the road is closed. You have to go all the way around Laura to even get to my house, you know. And when they got there, yeah, it wasn't as bad as they thought, but, you know, just completely cut the road off without letting the people that stay on the road know was really inconsiderate. And, you know, I just don't think that people take things into consideration. If I get sick, is that the airplane gonna come pick me up? No, they're not gonna come pick me up. I'm just gonna be laying there waiting for an ambulance to come from Reston all the way around Sizemore Road, Beacon Light, to get to my house and get me back to Reston. I mean, you know, at least right when I was there, you could just go there, come down whatever that road is, and get to the hospital. It's just inconsiderate of people that live there. And I just don't think that it's fair. And I think that y'all should take into consideration of people that have stayed on that road forever and a day. You know, I've lived there forever. My grandparents, you know, that's been the road that we've always taken. And to just close it completely without thinking about everybody that stayed on that road and what they're going through. As far as school-wise, my baby goes to Lincoln Prep. The bus can't even get her to my house. I have to take her to school every day, which is, does it make sense? I mean, I know everybody have kids. School buses come pick up your kids. Why they can't come pick up my child? You know, I'm just saying, it's real inconsiderate, and you should think about other people before you just shut down people's lives and you don't tell them nothing. You don't give them a warning. You don't say you have 2 months, you have 3 months. I mean, I'm even considering, and it's not fair to move my trailer. I shouldn't have to move my trailer. You know, I shouldn't have to do that because I've been there all my life.
You do know the city of Ruston shut that road down, right?
I don't know who shut it down.
When the city bought that land to extend the airport, they shut the road down. We didn't do it.
Mr. Woods about that. So
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't know
That's what
anything.
I'm just telling, and I understand, and all of your concerns are major concerns that need to be addressed. But the city of Ruston did that. We didn't shut the road down.
Well, I don't even know. I'll go talk to the city. Like you should, the city of Ruston should have give you a notice or give you some type of
Or made a plan or run the road around or
Yeah.
something. They should have done something. I agree 100% with everything you're saying. Just the city's the one who shut the road down. We didn't do it.
They annexed the property into the, or they actually bought the property, they bought that property. And then they annexed the entire area, and then they abandoned the road. And they have to hold a public hearing, so they would have had to hold.
I'm telling you, I lived there my entire life.
I hear you. I'm just telling you that's by law, that's what they have to do by
And
law.
none of us live in that community or wherever, we don't use that airport. Who is it for? Thank you, it's on a few set of people, and you have a whole community in that area. They don't use the airport, it doesn't serve them in any way, but yet their lives are turned around and because of this closing this road, this group, only a set group of people to use the airport for their use, not the community, their use, a certain group of people.
I was just, you know, wanting to know the steps too, because like I said, it's unfair, it's just not fair. Because like I said, I have a 9-year-old, I have to take her to school every day, the bus can't come. I mean, yeah, she could be bused to Shudra and the bus will come through, but that's just not, I mean, by choice, I have a choice to send her what school I want to send her to. And, you know, the bus,
do they care?
The bus should be able to come Like, they'll give us a limit, or, you know, they don't come that far.
That's a school board issue there, ma'am, on all of that.
I understand that, and I'm not, you know, I'm not being, I understand that's a
fixing the
school
road.
board issue, but I'm just expressing, you know, my feelings or whatever. I understand that that's a school board issue, but Lincoln Prep is not considered in Ruston School Board.
We don't want this to turn, the public comments is really for, and we've been, try to be as gracious as we possibly can on hearing your complaints. We really have. The solution is not going to be easy.
Oh, I never said it was gonna be
And
easy.
it's gonna take
But
some
is it
time.
being considered?
Absolutely. Yes.
That's all I'm saying, because I wasn't here to hear.
It
You
is
know.
being considered. And-
It is
and we
being
know there's a
considered.
problem. We actually, when all of us new jurors got on the jury, one of the places we toured was down there to look at the problem. We all went on a bus, we took tours of places around the city. We stopped at the end of the airport, saw where some options were. The problem is, it's not an easy fix. And it's something that we have to put
So
in
you
a long
all are
term.
saying you all didn't have a say-so in the beginning, you never had a say-so?
No.
The city just came along and did what they wanted to do, and, you
Yes.
know, the parish had, that area, they had no say-so?
So they bought the property, they annexed the property.
We didn't have any,
Wait a minute, did the parish own it, buy it, or who owned it?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
we didn't have any at all to do with it. No, they didn't come to us and tell us they were doing it. It was just a done deal.
I'm gonna call us back to order here, and, we're gonna move on to the next person that's on the, public, comment, Ms. Mona Wilson, please.
I'm Mona Wilson, Mayor of Durock. I want to say thank you for allowing yourselves to help our town and our drainage issues. Thank you, Kevin, for coming up last week and talking with our citizens of Durock. For 2 years, I have emailed the police jury on the same issues for 2 years. And we finally got something, a little something on the books to do. So I appreciate that, and hopefully our next issue won't take 2 more years. Thank you.
Okay, do I hear a motion that we adjourn?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned.